What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for checking this one out. Last week we talked about the best gaming CPUs you can find, if you can find them in 2021. Today we're going to be talking about the best GPUs you can find, maybe, in 2021. Stick around, check it out. Coming in at number 10 on our list, and this is going to be a really budget-friendly option right here, and it's not the best in the world, obviously, but it's something you can find, and it won't break the bank, and it's the AMD Radeon RX 5500 XT. You can find this anywhere between $180 and $210, depending on where you look. Runs 1080p at medium settings very well, and it comes in a 4 gig or 8 gig option. However, it is an outdated technology. There are plenty better options on the market right now. Nothing really fancy about it. Nothing's going to blow you away. And it really is for the bare minimum performance that you're looking for. You're not going to be able to run any new modern titles at high settings. This is just kind of a get your foot in the door, and maybe down the line you can upgrade your GPU to something a little more powerful. Number 9 on our list, we have the Geforce Gtx 1650 Super. Now, some of the pros for this one is it's a value price at only $170. That makes it a really good budget option for those beginner builders or those who are building for younger gamers who are looking to play simple games like Fortnite and Minecraft and League and things like that. You're not going to get crazy good FPS on high settings, but on medium settings, you're going to get decent FPS. And you'll be able to really play any game you want, even if the visuals aren't all there. However, it only comes with 4 gigs of RAM, and you're not going to be able to run any kind of 4K. And the market for this one is really only those on a strict budget or people who don't really need high performance graphics cards. Coming in at number 8 on our list, we have the Geforce Gtx 1660 Super. Now this is a good card. This card comes in at about $250, about 15% faster than the 1660. It has amazing performance with 1080p. You can run it 1080p on high settings on most games and get above 60 frames per second. And it's got 6 gigabytes of RAMs. Now some of the cons are it's hard to find right now, especially with Bitcoin going up. GPUs are getting bought up like crazy. The availability is kind of low in this sector right now, so it's going to be really hard to find a lot of these cards. The prices do fluctuate as well because of the demand. Right now they're kind of going up. Hopefully they'll come down. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin, but hopefully they come down eventually. And there's no DLS, and it is last-gen technology. So once again, for those of you looking to get 4K gaming, this isn't the card for you, which is why it's so far down on the list. Number 7 on our list, we have the Radeon RX 5600 XT. Some pros for this one, great bang for the buck. You can find it anywhere between about $320, $380, depending, of course, on the market and things like that. You can run most games high settings at 1080p, and some games medium settings at 4K. Just kind of depends on the game title and things like that. But for a good mid-range price, in the about $400 price range, it's a pretty good card to get. However, it will be hard to find the card. And once again, a little bit older technology. So the new GPUs are going to crush these benchmarks. It's one of those things where if you can find it, and it's the only card you can find, it's not the worst option. But if you could wait to get something better, I would. Number 6 on our list, we have one of the newer cards, the Geforce Rtx 3060 Ti. This card actually just came out, so good luck finding it. Basically not available anywhere. At only $400 though, it's a freaking good deal. It beats the 2060 Super for the same price. It runs cool, runs 4K games, and it has DLS. So really at $400, this is an amazing card if you could find it. And that's the con, is you can't find it anywhere. It's out of stock almost everywhere I've looked. And it's only got 8 gigs, which isn't a huge deal, but eventually games that are more demanding could eat some of that RAM up. So that could be an issue down the line. Number 5, we have another new card. It's a Geforce Rtx 3070. Some of the pros for this is the price at $500 is actually a really good deal for the performance you get. It comes with the newest Ampere technology, crushes 4K gaming for the most part, and is better than the 2080 Ti at a way better price. Now, some of the cons are much like the rest of this list, is you're not going to be able to find one without a lot of looking and a lot of dedication. You can go on to nowinstock.net and sign up for alerts there, so that way when it comes in stock. But basically, you have to be on the lookout daily to find a card. Some of the other cons is you're not going to be able to run 4K Ultra in every game. But really, if you're trying to run 4K Ultra in every game, you're going to need the top end card that you can get. And so I don't think a lot of people right now are in the 4K Ultra market, especially with needing the 4K monitors and things like that. So not a huge deal, just something that people need to know about. And once again, only 8 gigs of RAM. Eventually down the line could be a little bit of a limitation factor. At number 4 on our list, we have the AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. One of the pros of this one is it's better priced than 3070. Comes in about $420 to $500 depending on where you can find it. It's got great 4K gaming capabilities across most gaming titles. It's available. You can actually find this, so that's what makes it so high on the list. But however, it is a loud card. It will run loud in your case, so if your case is right next to where your monitor is at and where you're gaming, you're going to notice that it's running. There are better options that you can't buy, and it has no ray tracing, which once again was one of those things where not everybody's going to have a problem with that, but it's one of those things you got to know about. Coming in at number 3 on our list, we have the Geforce Rtx 3090. Now, the good thing about this card is it's the best performing GPU you can get right now. However, you can't get it right now. It runs 4K games, ultra settings across the board. It's got 24 gigabytes of RAM, future-proof right there. You're not going to worry about any game or anything eating that up. And it has ray tracing and DLSS. However, you cannot find this card. It is very expensive at $1,500 MSRP, which means it's going for more than that right now. You're not going to be able to find it anywhere except for about eBay or Craigslist for less than $2,000. And for strictly gaming, this is an extremely overkill card. Right? This is one of those cards where if you're gaming and streaming, gaming and editing, gaming and you're a content creator, overall desktop workstation, this is just going to completely be overkill. You don't need to spend $2,000 on a GPU just a game. Also, your CPU with this card can be a limiting factor. If you have something that's not strong enough, that doesn't perform well enough, it will bottleneck the GPU, and you're not going to be able to get enough performance out of it. So you have to pair the GPU with a strong enough CPU. Coming in at number 2 on our list, we have the AMD Radeon 6800 XT. Now, some of the pros about this card, it's a great value at about $650 if you can find it. It beats the 3080 Ti in some titles for less than the cost. It has really good overclocking capabilities, runs 4K Ultra on most gaming titles, and it comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM, so that you have a really big window. So you have a lot of extra room compared to the 8 gigabytes of RAM that you get on some of the RTX cards. However, once again, this being a newer card, it's going to be extremely hard to find. You have to stay really on top of looking every day to get one. It has no DLSS, not very good ray tracing, if any, and it runs a little bit hot, so you're going to have to be able to have some cooling. Make sure that you have good fans and good cooling components in your PC case to make sure that doesn't overheat. And for the number 1 GPU of 2021, we have the Geforce Rtx 3080. Pros, this is the best bang for the buck card, coming in at only $700. Now, that is a lot of money. My whole PC was $1,000, so to think about spending 70% of that budget on just one part. But you're going to be able to run any game at any settings that you want. It's quiet, it's cool, it has a compact design that's going to fit most gaming chassis. 4K capabilities, 10 gigabytes of RAM, and it's extremely fast. Downsides, like every other card on this list, for the most part, you're not going to be able to find one without constantly looking for it and constantly being up to date. It does have a kind of a large power draw at 320 watts, so you're going to have to compensate for that with a nice power supply unit. However, if you can spend $700 on a graphics card, you're going to be able to afford to get like 1,000 watt, 80 plus gold at least PSU. So it won't really be an issue. And then if you're not utilizing 4K options, this card is kind of overkill. This is one of those cards where if you can afford it and you can find it, it's a great option, but it is a little bit much. You could easily go with 3060 Ti, or, I mean, honestly, you could find a 2080 Ti right now, or a 2080 Super that will run really well. That'll be easier to find, and if you can find it at a good price, it's not a bad option. If having the newest technology isn't your thing, that's a good way to go. But if you have to have the biggest and best, the newest and greatest, components, you want to see with the new 3000 series from NVIDIA or with the 6800 series from AMD. All right, guys, and that does it for the best gaming GPUs of 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, toss a like, hit that subscribe. Really means a lot to me. Let me know what you guys have right now, what you're trying to get in 2021. I have a 1660 Ti. I would love to be able to find a 3070 or a 3080. That would really be awesome. However, it's really hard. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. Let me know what you guys thought. If you enjoyed the video, we'll see you in the next one.